jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
What up, it's your boy Roy Jones Jr. and right now you tuned into World Combat Sports.
Yo, once again, you're tuned in to WCS. Salute to everyone that's on deck. Big shout out to the supporters. You already know what it is, man. It's always appreciate y'all rocking out with this channel. Those of you that donate to the channel, much appreciated. But this is a no super chat battlegrounds. You better know it. You know what I'm saying? At no fake news. That's what we're about over here. Big Blunts and Boxing on deck with it. What's good there? Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. Let's go. Salute OG. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother. And, you know, happy birthday, man, to another year of prosperity, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy, Mr. Gombo on deck. Salute to you, bro. Not sure where you at, but wherever it is, be safe out there, man. Pay attention. Keep your head on a swivel. You feel me? Appreciate you pulling up, brother. King Mitch on deck. Salute. What's good with it, Mitch? Appreciate you pulling up once again. Combat, what up? What up with y'all, man? What's good, man? It's the first of the week. You know, this is like one of those lives that it's just a freaking open panel for open topics. You know what I'm saying? Really nothing specific to talk about, but I will start off just to touch bases on, you know, before I got on here, I was thinking like, I don't think we're going to get the Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence situation. So, you know, notice I said situation. So I was like, hey, you know, Terrence Crawford should go ahead and move up to 54 60, you know, something like that. I'm serious, man. Look, don't get mad at me. I'm just a listener. Since Jamal Charlo ain't gonna be fighting no more, per a family member, you know, shit. Terrence need to go out there and fight for you know, wait he vacate. You know, if he's gonna vacate and go up there and fight for that WBC middleweight title. God damn it, you know what I'm saying? Demetrius Andrade is committed to vacating his WBO middleweight title and moving up and potentially fight for the WBO interim super middleweight title. Shit, go fight for that title there, bud. Shit, you have options, bro. Go continue to be great. Real talk. Continue to be great, man. Move up to one of these divisions, especially 60. Ain't shit going on in 60. You got Gennady is about to get the snot beat out of him. You know what I'm saying? You know, 60 is absolutely one of the worst divisions going on right now, bro. It's one of the absolute worst divisions. Like, it's not like you don't have professional fighters that's at 60, but it's so much. Oh my God. The funk is motherfucking real. It's so musty at 60. You know what I'm saying? There ain't shit going on. Finally, Andrade is talking about moving up. Again, you know, it's been multiple times the news is broke that he's moving up. You know, Triple G is about to face, the guy they call Canelo. And then, Jamal Charlo, we don't know what's popping with that. So that's an open field. So I'm just throwing that out there, Crawford. You have options, man. They don't want to pay for you down here, man. Go up there, fight for one of those belts, continue to cement your legacy and make that shit happen. Hey, let's talk about, the backlash is coming from Anthony Joshua's outburst post-fight. Shout out to my guy, Captain Chaos, on deck with it. Salute there, Captain Chaos. Appreciate you, brother. Always. What's going on? He said the People's Champ WCS. Appreciate you, bro. Hey, thanks for the kind words, man. I gotta salute you, bro. Thanks for all the service you provide, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for all that help, man. Real talk. It never goes unnoticed. Never. You know what I'm saying? Mitch say slime balls and scoundrels involved in the business of boxing don't want the system to evolve. They want to keep robbing the game. Pretty much. I have to call it a system. You know what I'm saying? They compete in boxing, but I have to call this a system. It's a system, bro. Just like they always talk about people who's incarcerated or using the system. You've been in the system several times. Boxing is beginning to be that way. We're gonna touch on that though. Shout out to my man, Mr. Gumbo, with the $10 super chat on deck. You know what it is, man. Always appreciate it. One love to you, brother. He says salute to the family and WCS. Just pulled up to the house, but I will be listening. Yeah, thank you, brother. Thanks for keeping a close ear to WCS. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be consistent and stay on par with doing at least one daily show. You feel me? But much appreciated, Mr. Gumbo, with the $10 super chat, man. Always supporting your brother. It's much appreciated always, man. Thank you. Andrew Charles, WCS salute. Salute to you, Andrew. So we want to definitely touch bases on the Anthony Joshua situation. People trying to look at it like, he was being disrespectful. He has mental health issues and all that. I'm really not trying to hear none of the, all of a sudden Anthony Joshua want to, be a bad boy and show his emotions post-fight after a loss. There's been plenty of times where Anthony Joshua, his drive to be tenacious was questioned. It's plenty of times where we like, man, he just don't have the killer instinct. He just don't have the killer instinct to be in this sport and heavyweight. He just don't have that, that dogmatic mentality to go out here and try to decapitate his opponent. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden he loses to freaking Alexander Usyk and he's all distraught. He's distraught for first time in his life. But the way he went about it, it seems like it was more frustration. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like Joshua was more frustrated that he sincerely thought he won the fight. You know what I'm saying? So if you thought you won the fight, work your way back up. You still have a name in the sport of boxing. Work your way back up to the square where you can compete for a title or titles. Work yourself back up, man. This is not your first loss, man. This is not your first loss. And look, I'm not going to be the one to make excuses for you, Joshua. I'm not going to be the one because I told you way back in the day that, man, you had the perfect avenue. They had everything set up. The concierge service, all that set up for Joshua. Man, you had everything set up. And then all of a sudden, you upset, you belligerent, you cussing out people's teams. You know what I'm saying? You feeling some type of way because you didn't get the nod. You may be slipping off a little bit, fade to black. You might be the one that's about to head to the shadows. You feel me? I mean, this is a grimy sport, Joshua. But, every time I was looking at you stepping into the ring, I was like, shit, Joshua has it pretty nice. Until You quit against Andy Ruiz. So people are acting like Joshua committed a crime or something. He didn't commit no freaking crime. He just had some shit on his mind. You know what I'm saying? He has enough money to get help. You know, people used to say back even in 2018 that Joshua was making millions. Like Joshua's making 70 million. He's making 80 million. You know, every time you talk to him, the millions go up. So I'm saying to myself, like, the man has made multiple millions upon dollars. He will be okay. It's just he hit a place in his career where he truly felt, you know, that he did a lot more. You know what I'm saying? You felt different. You did a lot more that you haven't done in previous fights. I mean, you know, you look good, but you came up short on the decision, bro. Just go back. Whether you choose to stay with Robert Garcia, go back. If you select to work on, you know, what went wrong, your cardio, and see what needs to be changed, man. Make those changes and come back to the battlefield to fight another day. Besides that, man, don't be up here throwing tantrums and shit, trying to fight innocent bystanders. You know what I'm saying? You must have been hanging around Derek Chisora too much. I mean, just because somebody tell you to, you know, keep it professional, you know, you shouldn't be all upset and angry at him and trying to go over there like you about to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, how long have you been in the sport? Weren't you the same one that told people that, you know, Deontay Wilder wasn't welcome to jump through the ropes? You didn't want him to be present. You know, he wasn't allowed to come into the ring when people was pushing for you and him to fight. You think I don't remember that shit, Joshua? You the one that supposedly they were saying that had a restraining order against, you know, Deontay Wilder, and you didn't want him to jump in the ring. You didn't want him to try to promote you and him fighting. We remember that. The hardcore fans remember that shit. You got away with a lot of shit, brother. You got away with a lot of shit, bro. And time you lost and you quit, your fan base went right along with it. You know what I'm saying? DBMH on deck, man. Salute WCS. Salute to you, bro. Shout out to Blood Boxing on deck, man. Retro boxing and documentaries, the spreadsheet, you know, all of that, man. Appreciate you, brother, for pulling up. Today, man, you know, the link is on in the chat, man. It's not really a topic that I'm discussing, but I wanted to just touch on boxing crisis, because as long as this sport been in existence, it just seems like it should have advanced a lot more than it did. And what we've witnessed during the pandemic was that, you know, it was fighters having to go get a full-time job. It was fighters that jumped out the ring during the pandemic that haven't even returned back to the ring. Fighters that had to freaking provide for their families. It just seems like the sport, it really has no command to it. You know what I'm saying? No commander, no president. Maybe we had an approving authority. Maybe we had a governing body. Maybe if the sport was regulated, something. It can kind of tighten up and provide us with much more organization that we seeing now. I mean, boxing, bro, this sport should be far more advanced when it comes to the aptitude of being able to put on fights, being able to link fighters up together, the best fighting the best, and having enough money to make it happen. Have you ever asked yourself, why don't we have more premier promotions than just PBC, Golden Boy, you know what I'm saying, The Zone? Why don't we have at least 10 promotions that's considered premier? You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about the sanctioning bodies. Just look at the WBC, the WBA, IBF, WBO. Why don't we have more sanctioning bodies? Or do we? I know we don't need them, but I'm saying, why don't we have more to the point of organizational structure when it comes to the sport? Something that can clean it up, keep the sport organized, and keep us entertained as consumers to see the fights that we want to fight, the fighters that we want to see fight. Weren't we able to get that? You ever ask yourself, as long as boxing's been in existence, why does it still seem like we at the embryonic stages and we just can't find some consistent advancements in the sport, man? It's disappointing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Why are we still in a crisis with the sport? How can these situations happen? How can we witness Jermell Charlo, Canelo Alvarez, Devin Haney, Josh Taylor, possibly Inoue, Naoya and Inoue, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Possibly 175, Beterbiev and Bivol. Possibly. How can we witness all these surrounding divisions who, if you look at it, right? Let's just take a look at all the divisions that I just named of the unification, and none of those unifications for Undisputed were consistent with black fighting a black. None of them. Black fighting a black fighter. But the one sole lone wolf, the 147-pound division, we have two black fighters that are in a position to unify for Undisputed. And we can't make that happen. YouTube can't make it happen. Link can't make it happen. IG, Facebook, ESPN, Fox, Showtime, Nickelodeon. Nobody can make this shit happen. Should it be for a sport of this magnitude, this global magnitude? How can we not make one fight? How can we fail to make one fight impossible? How can the sport be that fragile that we can't see one freaking division reciprocate what we have seen multiple divisions do collectively? We've seen the surrounding area unify for Undisputed, but we can't get this one fight at welterweight. How's boxing that fragile, bro? That shit is it's incredible, man. Do anyone have the answers outside of the sport being, is a non-regulated sport? But do anyone have any answers as to why this sport haven't evolved? To leave what is tradition and then place yourself in a position where we can approve. We can have new approving authority. We can create new policies. That's the only way this sport is going to grow. Because we at a point right now, like I always say, this sport is a dysfunctional relationship. It's very abusive. Real talk. This relationship with boxing is extremely abusive relationship. It's full of betrayal. I mean, how much time and effort do you want to put into two fighters when you think, just common sense, 2 + 2 = 4, but it never works out that way because either two fighters are assigned to a different promotion, or this fighter don't want to fight that fighter. You have some fighters that's built for the kill and some that aren't. Then the ones that's built for the kill, they work themselves up, and they may become champions like in a short period of time. They take one loss And then it takes them forever to get themselves in a position to fight for a title again. They got to fight damn near 5 fights just to position themselves back for another title shot to be considered relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, what answers do you have? I'm just curious. What answers do y'all have as to why the sport is in a crisis the way it is? You know what I'm saying? And some people might look at it like, man, what you talking about? The sport ain't in a crisis, man. You just named off all the divisions that was undisputed. You know, the sport ain't in a crisis just because of Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence can't be made. You know what I'm saying? It's not just Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. I'm just talking about these promotions are residing in the U.S. footprint. These top tier promotions. But yet, when it comes to one of the premier divisions in the sport, the heavyweight division, we don't have a single U.S. champion, heavyweight champion right now. All the load can't be placed on Deontay Wilder. There has to be some other big dudes out there that's good enough to fight for the title. But somehow, some way, it just seems like the U.S., you know, when it comes to the sport, we've lost control of those belts being over here. Look where the belts are at. We have 2 fighters outside of being, you know, the U.S., which, you know, some people say, okay, that's bad. And some people say, well, they earned it. That's not my point. My point is we're about to have one of the biggest fights in boxing be made in the heavyweight division. At the end of the year, I'm pretty sure they're going to make this fight. It's not going to be the bullshit that we're going through with PBC. They're going to make this fight with Usyk and Fury, and they're going to get paid very, very well. They're going to get paid extremely well. And then there's going to be other fights that we want to see. Not just the monetary aspect of making the fights in boxing, but like we just mentioned, why isn't there resources outside the sport to help these fighters stay out of the media, stay out of the stay from in front of the lens when their domestic problems play out in real time? Why isn't there programs out there to help these fighters? Why isn't there individuals that, you know, when these fighters are signed to a promotion, why don't they have a contact number, a support team, so these fighters can go up there and get counseling? Why are these fighters' spouses? Why are the spouses taking to social media to talk bad about a fighter who's pretty much provided you a different lifestyle that you couldn't have made by yourself? Forget the, you know, the housewife. They always talking about the housewife, this and that. Okay, kudos. But you know, when he was winning, when he was getting all the promo, when he was up there getting that check, look, if you didn't think the money, I mean, if you thought the money was funny, then you should have sat your, you know, husband down, talk to him, and see about taking a different avenue to set yourself up to make even more money. Not just wait on Canelo Alvarez, bro. This is sad. Look, this is sad, man. This is sad. Like people, not just the Charlo. It's people, girls be getting on here, their spouses be getting on here talking shit about the boxer. Like the boxer don't have it hard enough going into the motherfucking fight camp. Where's the support teams? Where are the programs? Where are the resources? Where is the structure for boxing right at this time? As long as you've been in existence, it's almost like this shit is turned into an asylum. You have fighters losing their mind, and they know it's no resources out there for them. So the only outlet that they have is to vent in the eye of the public. And that's not good, because people will take to the keyboard and start writing about you and talking. And then they're not qualified. They're not a physician. They're not a psychologist. They're not a shrink any of that. But they can write about you to influence anyone who may know you or think you're their favorite fighter or whatever. They can write an article. They can put information out there to the public and make you look a certain way. We see it all the time now. Alexander on deck, what's good? Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up, bro. Mid say AJ, aka Gentle Mental. Man, you know, hey, people up here trying to say, you know, AJ losing his mind and all that. The man was probably just frustrated. It's competitive sport, man. You just went in there and fought 12 rounds versus a top tier heavyweight fighter like yourself. The adrenaline, it hasn't subsided yet. You're still at the barometer. The adrenaline parameter for Joshua was still up. It was still up for freaking Usyk. That shit just don't drop down once the final bell ring. They still amped up. Lost Art of Boxing. Salute to you. King Mitch say nothing wrong with having emotions after losing the fight, but the outburst of badly directed rage and long speech full of excuses and babbling was embarrassing. AJ punk ass was out of control. He was, man. But I say this, Mitch. You know, I say this. You know, these boxers take abuse above their shoulders, right? That is command center for our, you know, physical existence, oxygen, blood, all of that. You know, when you hear about somebody who has no brain functionality, what does that tell you right off the back? They're pretty much dead, right? It's nothing that can be done. So when you're in a sport that you're getting hit in the head with padded gloves, you're going to have situations play out just like the lost art of boxing just said. You have domestic violence. You know what I'm saying? Sugar Ray Robinson was always on record. He used to beat his lady. You know what I'm saying? Listen to his son tell the story. You know what I'm saying? Domestic violence been going on in boxing and combat sports for a long ass time, man. It's not until it reaches the public that people look at it like, oh man, that's fucked up. He's a boxer. Why is he putting hands on his girl? The reason being is because, in my opinion, it's generally a part of the sport, the damage that you take, the CTE, or any type of other debilitation that goes on over time for a boxer that's getting punched in the fucking head. You know what I'm saying? It's going to play out. That's what they do. They get into arguments. Sometimes they go through episodes and they might be putting hands, you know, on their girl. But then their girl might get frustrated, even though she's living her best life. She might look at it like, let me take the social media and go through the extreme because I'm frustrated too. You put me in this lifestyle, but now you're talking about not fighting for this long a time. Look, you keep your spouse in the mix. She found out the business aspect if she's not a part of it already. Just ask Shane Mosley that. So, you know, she want to get out here and talk about the house going to be in foreclosure and all that. Well, who said he had to be the only one working? This man is out here going through punishment, bro. Regardless of how I look at the Charlos favorable, the sport of boxing does not have programs set up for these fighters. These fighters have to hopefully get a Canelo shot. You feel me? And just Charlo, for instance. I criticized him when he was talking about calling out Canelo. But goddamn it, why don't you do something? Why don't you do something to take a risk? Either you think you're good or you're just average. So if you think you're average, then you won't go up to 68 and get that heat. If you think you know one of the best fighters out here, then you move up to 68 and position yourself to fight somebody up there. Especially in this particular scenario, fight a motherfucking Benavidez or somebody. So at least when he finished chopping up Gennady Golovkin. Then he said, okay, let me go ahead and fight, a Charlo. That's if you win that fight. But these fighters ain't willing to take no risk, man. It's not about just the Charlos at this point. I'm just, giving examples, but I'm just looking at the sport in general where they have this Ali Act in place. What is that doing for the sport? That ain't doing shit. These fighters, man, I would think they should be getting paid much more than they are. But if you talk to some of these fighters, hey, man, I ain't complaining. I'm getting paid good. That's because you really don't understand the maturity of life yet. Like that's why I salute T.O. for negotiation process. He did it early in his career. You know what I'm saying? He start raising that bar early so it won't be any question. Once he gets later on in his year, he gets that experience. He become, in the middle of his prime, he's already raised that monetary bar to make that money. Boxing has to have a better way. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a much more thorough process for this sport to thrive. Not just, eating off the fighters, but for the fighters to provide for their families so they can eat too. And also as fighters, they have to be a bit more smarter. They can't sit here and live off outside their means. And then you only fighting twice a year, once a year. I'm trying to keep this very traditional. I'm trying to keep it fair. You know what I'm saying? Talking about this. But there was some fighters out there calling his fans broke. They was calling their fans broke now. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is a mean fucking sport. If you can't get no sponsorship, where are the sponsorships when it comes to boxing? Like, where are the damn sponsorships, man? These boxers should be having sponsorships all over the place. Like, look at Kamaru Usman. He has a role in Wakanda. This man defended his title 5 times. You know how many boxers have defended their title multiple times? And then only look, you have mixed martial artists that's getting movie roles that has nothing to do with. You remember me talking about this? You have them getting movie roles that has nothing to do with mixed martial arts. I did a live on this previously. On how you have some of these fighters that are in roles that has nothing to do with mixed martial arts, but most of the time when it comes down to a boxer, most of the movie roles they're in is boxing centric. It's boxing centric, man. Why? You know what I'm saying? Look at Victor Ortiz. Not everybody can say, okay, Victor Ortiz is one of my favorite fighters. He did this, this, and this. But Victor Ortiz was able to go to the silver screen, just like we know Ryan Garcia is going to do. But why isn't there a program in boxing to kind of, have agents? I don't know, have some type of program that these teams can get these fighters out there for bigger roles or something in Hollywood, or build a brand besides this is so and so promotions. It's damn near every fighter got their own promotional company and don't do shit with it. You know what I'm saying? It's only to assist you with your taxes and all this other shit. All these fighters got these promotion companies, but they really ain't doing nothing with it. It takes money to have a big ass property. It takes money to maintenance in the inside that property. It takes money for the vehicles and all the materialistic items that you purchase that's considered the higher tier of affluency. It takes motherfucking money to take care of that. It takes money to keep your girl happy. It takes money to take care of your kids. It takes money to do a lot of shit now. But why isn't boxing at a point right now where the fighters can eat off the sport consistently. Like they can fill their stomachs and eat and feel good. These dudes are going broke. These fighters are out here going broke, man. Not every fighter can go up here and see a $5 million paycheck in one fight. It's some fighters that'll fight their entire career and they never touch a M, as Daniel Jacobs say. They never even touch $1 million fucking dollars, bro. Why isn't boxing set up at this point in time? How is it even possible for this sport to have a president? They have commissions. Boxing doesn't have a commission. Boxing has commissions. It's all according to what region you're talking. But boxing itself doesn't have a commission. Who is the approving authority? Who's calling the shots? Who is what I say goes? We need somebody, what I say goes. We need, somebody that's going to be in charge that can't be bought. You know what I'm saying? First of all, that can't be bought. That is held to a standard where it's not as easily accessible for them to be corrupt. We need somebody to get voted in. We need somehow, some way for this sport to be able to merge. Do anyone of y'all have a suggestion on how we can have this sport merged? How? Trap Media on deck. What's good with the trap? Real Fighters Box. Every boxer in top 10 and champions should have to fight in an undisputed tournament every 2 years. I mean, that's a way to tighten it up and for the best to fight the best. That's a way. That's a way if every fighter could be benefited from being in a tournament, paid well. You know what I'm saying? We miss the Super Six. We do, man. We miss the tournament style fights. We missed that shit. At least we knew what we was getting. PBC, I destroyed boxing. PBC is destroying boxing. Man, it shouldn't even be at this point. This is making my point, Trap. At this point in time, boxing in general should be so huge. It should be so grandiose that no other sport, period. We're talking about boxing should be on a whole nother global realm. It shouldn't be this close to the bottom. Boxing shouldn't be going through issues that they're experiencing right now, as long as they've been in existence and been doing business. The sport should not be in the state that it is now. And people call it like boxing, right? But really, it's not a unit. It's not considered a unit. It's just a system for which the fighter competes in. You just can't say boxing as a cohesive unit when there's no cohesion. There's no camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? How do we mesh this sport together as one so we can have, more solid organization? So fighters could get paid, knowing they're going to get paid on a consistent basis. It's difficult because you have some fighters who've been in a position to become extremely rich, right? They'll tell you, hey, hard work and dedication, blood, sweat, and tears, smart investments. Look, everybody can't do that shit, dog. Everybody can't say blood, sweat, and tears. And that's all it takes for you to get that $1 million payday. Everybody can't say that. Everybody can't sit up here and say, yeah, I made this check here. It was only $500,000. You know what I'm saying? It was only $500,000. But I haven't really made that again in my career, but I'm good. I didn't spend my money. You look at $500,000, it's not gonna, come on now, $500,000, you gotta pay taxes. It's not gonna last long unless you have some loyal ass investor that has you locked in to something that's gonna freaking make you money in the next 36 to 48 months, which the turnover is never that expeditious. Never, ever. How in the fuck do we change the shit that we in right now with this sport, man? It's just unbelievable, man. Like you come on here and you read shit, right? As content creators, you read shit. And they get to a point where the shit is stale. And then since the motherfucker is stale, you get people that just start to talk about and create storylines. That's where boxing shouldn't be. You know how many areas, you know how many pockets of boxing, you know what I'm saying? You know how many people are cutting on lights every week, throwing these promotions all over the place, and their fights get no shine. It's not like boxing isn't thriving. But what type of thriving are we talking about? Is it enough thrive? Is it enough to thrive to a point where it becomes noticeable from the mainstream media, from the mainstream fan base? No. It's not like when you hear about Golden Boy, Top Rank, PBC, The Zone, Matchroom, whatever, Probellum now. There's not other promotions out here trying to be in those slots. You know why they can't get in those slots from the regional? Because it's who you know. And then to be a promoter, you got to have pockets. And to have pockets, we all know that you got to have that investor. You got to have that person that you're willing to bring in as an investor that got those pockets. If you can't get that, you might end up in a situation like PBC. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if they changed their logo out yet. But I mentioned that a long time ago. For allegedly, people are owed money. Allegedly, people haven't been paid all of their money. So how's that gonna play out? You're gonna ignore the fact that AB said that, hey, I'm still owed money, and then come to find out these fighters have gag orders and they can't speak on shit. They got to be forced to apologize, or else they're gonna be, it's gonna be legal ramifications about these fighters. Oh my God, man. That's why I always told myself, like, outside of just being a hardcore, in the MMA and everything, I tell people, cover the sport. Because if you stay solely on boxing, it will have you running around in these streets in a circle, dog. Somebody say, damn, that motherfucker's psychotic. Why you do it to yourself? You didn't have to then log in and read about boxing and disappointment every day. All you had to do is just fall back. Shit, you had every opportunity to digress, and you chose to keep on being a full-time platinum member every fucking day of the week. And WCS was telling you, hey, follow another sport. It may be a lot more for you to assess, and know what you're looking at, but you'll get used to it. You'll get familiar. And you can dab over boxing, see what's going on with boxing. It's not like it doesn't have good fights annually. I'm just saying the amount of fights that the consumers look forward to seeing, we're deprived. You know what I'm saying? We're deprived. The entertainment deprivation is imminent. All the time. It may be an annual sport, but the entertainment deprivation is imminent. We are starved to no end of the fights that we want to see. Mitch said, welterweight is one of the glamour divisions, but they don't really fight each other. 7 of the top 10 guys are undefeated, and Thurman has only 1 loss to Pac-Man. Ugas has a few L's, but boys ain't fighting. And that's where we at with boxing, there, Mitch. The fighters ain't calling the shots. The fighters aren't calling the shots. The fighters isn't doing the paperwork. Man, whatever decision is going on, they have to get approval. We're not working with independent contractors out here in boxing. You can be independent all day long, but it's going to take you a much more rigorous travel to get to your destination. Real talk, that's boxing. You can't go out here and expect to, make shit happen being solo dolo. I'm not just saying not being with a promotion. I'm talking about you just having one team member and you think, okay, man, I'm here. Like Keith Thurman, I'm here. I got one loss. Give me a fight. Give me a fight. What else do you have to offer, man? You know what I'm saying? What if the fighter you're calling out is the A side? What if they don't want to fight you? What if they have other plans? So if, Keith Thurman, if you want to be the A side, guess what? You know what's going to happen. You are the supplier, big boy. You are the supplier, man. It's tough for somebody to try to come up there. Okay, I'm the A side, man. Why don't we work out like $650 for you? And I'm still trying to work out how I'm gonna get paid, but at least we can fight. Bro, it's not as easy as you think with this sport. It's extremely complex, bro. Real talk. This sport is crazy. The system is crazy. How the system is ran makes it crazy. Because these fighters just can't be independent and go out here and get these big fights. Where the fight gonna happen at? Target? Where YMCA, the local Boys and Girls Club? Where's the fight gonna happen? That's when it gets very, very expensive. How much promo you gonna do? Promo ain't free. The networks, the promotions, all these, little nests are in place. All these little gardens are in place. But it costs money to grow shit there in those gardens. It costs money to cultivate in those gardens. Those gardens been there forever and a fucking day, dog. And you still can't go over there and pick fruit at your own will. You gotta motherfucking pay. This boxing game, man, it just seems like it should be a lot more easier than it is, and it ain't. Had AJ been himself the whole time, this wouldn't be a big deal. Now that he stepped out of character, or the persona he portrayed makes it worse. Like I said, man, AJ's had it very, very well, man. He's been, buckled up real nice. He's been a part of the protection committee. He's won his titles, lost them, won them back again. Now they're seeing this younger fighter coming up that they see value in, star power, already been undisputed. You know what I'm saying? They see, okay, we can push him a little bit now. You know what I'm saying? He has to look. He's different. You know what I'm saying? He gives us this different look. And once again, another thing that crazed the sport of boxing, that just puts it in a state of lunacy, right? Is that the judges are never consistent. You think you got to worry about the referee? You got to worry about what the judges are looking at. The referee will always control the outcome of the fight. The referee truly understands who the promotion is, who hired them. Just look around. Just look at some of these fights. They understand who hired them, bro. You think the commission don't have influence? Of course they do. You think the promotion don't have influence? Of course. You think the referee doesn't understand? Of course they do. As long as you have that third man in the ring and those judges on the outside apron, they can influence anything they feel like. It's so many moving parts to the sport of boxing that you got to understand why this shit is so dysfunctional. Why you keep on being punched in the eye, slapped in the back of the head. You know what I'm saying? When you think shit is going to go obviously the way it's supposed to go, like this fighter right here, they should win the fight. I know for a fact. Then all of a sudden something crazy happened. And it doesn't work out that way. You know, some people might hear me talking about this and say, "Oh, I'll deal with it, man. That's just a sport, man. You got to deal with it." The fighters, you know, just like they told us in the military, "Oh, don't come home complaining about combat and PTSD. You signed up for the shit." That's what I had people tell me. So when it comes to boxing, they say, "Oh, don't complain. You have an option. You have an option. If you don't want to fight no more, go somewhere else. You don't have to stay here. We don't want to hear your whining and complaining. You have to be cut from a different cloth to compete in this sport here. If you don't want to, you don't want to fight anymore, and you want to get outside and do something else. You know what I'm saying? Be a Walmart greeter. You know what I'm saying? You know, control the kiosk at McDonald's and Burger King. You know what I'm saying? Work at the theme park. They give you a nice little outfit to wear during the day and tell you, hey, make sure you drink water because that motherfucking suit hot as shit. You can become a UPS worker, no AC in the truck. You know what I'm saying? There's jobs out there for you. And by the time you take a couple of months out, you might find yourself back in the gym. Hey, coach. Hey, man, I just want to apologize. You was right, man. It's just not enough programs out here for me to just find a job outside the ring. I'm befuddled. I mean, what am I to do? I'm just going to stay in here until I'm like 50. You know, the only thing about it, the crazy part about it is that, you know, we see more and more fighters coming back at an elder age. And there might be some fighters that you actually witnessed in some big fights growing up, you know what I'm saying? And you thought they made pretty decent money. But let's never forget that they have to pay people too. These fighters have to pay people. And then they get what's remaining. People get their shit up. You know, Uncle Sam gonna get his shit at the top, and then the team, and then and this, that, and then they get the remaining balance. And according to what tier you're competing on, is if you consider yourself to be one of those fighters that's making that those lucrative bags, those lucrative purse. You know, it's what you bring home after. Fuck the gross. That's important. But what you're doing net, what you're netting. Because we hear all this gross numbers all the time. So-and-so got paid $5 million. They just had a lottery down in the GA, right? That was $1.some billion. $1.some billion, right? And there was a winning ticket in Illinois, I believe, right? Look, listen to me. After they paid taxes, they brought home $4.some million. Do you think that's fair? So if you think that shit is operating outside, imagine what is operating inside the ring, like for fighters when they got to pay taxes. The lottery was $1.some billion, and they paid taxes and brought home $4.some million. Like 4.5, a little over 4.5 million, which is still good money. I'm just saying, my shit was in the billions, though. My shit was in the billions. I just won $1 billion lottery. After taxes, I'm thinking about, okay, shit. I need to find me a CFO and make sure I can serve my money, because $4 million, you can run out. You can run out of $1 million. I mean, you can run out of money. Not $4 million. What I'm talking about. What I'm talking about. I'm getting ahead of myself. It was just below $500 million. Okay. You can run out of money if you're not careful. It was just below $500 million. You know what I'm saying? It was 400 and something. But I couldn't understand why the taxes was so huge. You know, the chunk of taxes that came out. And then you're thinking about, if that person never had that money before, what are they going to do with this shit? Like, what they going to spend it on? Because you can blow through 400 million. You know what I'm saying? You can blow through that shit, dog. Had AJ been himself, read that. That's the issue with AJ. He doesn't seem to know who he is. Man, y'all need to come up with a motherfucking a program. You know what they always call that shit. Um, what's the programs they always calling when them dudes get out of being locked up, and they set up those programs for them. Those services. We have services set up for you. Okay, you understand? We have services. Boxing needs services set up, programs for these fighters to attend. You know what I'm saying? They need to somehow, some way. It may not be while I'm on this earth, but somehow, some way they need to come up with a retirement plan. AJ was going to get trashed for losing again, no matter how he acted after the fight. I had no issue with what he did. I want to see more of that from AJ when he tossed the belts was hilarious. He not only tossed the belts, Andrew, they wasn't even his belts, bro. Look, Andre, look. Anthony Joshua was on his Mad Max. They wasn't even his belts. They was Usyk belts, man. That's what made it even savage, even more savage that he did. He tossed out Alexander Usyk belts, man. It would have been it would have even been more of a moment of savagery if somebody would have had a trash can. If he would have dumped them motherfuckers in the trash can, oh my God, AJ would have still been the center of attention on every headline. Yeah, you just think about how these fighters get paid and how many taxes, man, to win $1 billion plus lottery and only get paid 400 and something. That's a lot of fucking money to lose. You had to give over half of your winnings to whoever, Uncle Sam and the store and whoever. Man, that's crazy. And you think they're thriving in boxing? They think they out here just living well? I mean, Canelo could say he's living real good right now. Shit. Canelo's living real damn good. Ain't nobody fucking with Canelo when it comes to the money. You know, Caleb Plant, he got his biggest paycheck, but even Caleb has to make sure whatever he received, whatever he netted off that last check he got, he has to be a bit frugal. You know what I'm saying? He can't be out here being reckless. To your point, Fury versus Usyk is happening in the UK. They support boxing. I think US don't support boxing. It's a smaller fan base. It may not be boxing time in the circle of the world turn. A solid point, Alexander, but I look at it like this. We know that the UK price point for PPVs is much more of a reduction when it comes to the US. Of course, we're talking about the capacity. We're talking about the US footprint and the market, vice the UK, right? It's okay. To caveat to what you said. Yeah, the UK, they love the sport of boxing, but the US, we have a plethora of sports that we can, home in our attention to and support. We just don't have a lot of people that support boxing like that. If we look at the number of population and then we look at boxing, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up, just like the YTC. If you have all these subscribers and these people are not consistently supporting you, you know what I'm saying? Even my subscribers. If I had my subscribers donate $1 every day, I'd be up here in a whole nother motherfucking pay group, pay scale. If some of these cats that have 500,000, 600,000 subscribers, it don't matter. If every time they came on and they was doing videos, right? And let's say it was automatic pay from their subscribers. Let's just say YouTube was set up different, where you do a video for a certain amount of time and you get this amount of likes. Those who are subscribed to you, they automatically get a percentage deducted because they're subscribers. In order for you to listen to the content, and your the channel that you're supporting stay on for a certain period, guess what? They deduct a certain amount of pay. So you're talking about individuals, if they was to come on every day of the week, and it was mandatory for them to stay on a minimal let's just say an hour 15, an hour and a half, you know what I'm saying, to basically reap the benefits of their subscribers. It'll be a lot of rich people on YouTube. And then you have to take in consideration the tax deduction. With all the money you're making, you still got to pay Uncle Sam. So if somehow the subscribers matched up to the payout or to the financial or the monetary support, it'll be some rich people on YouTube, but that's not the case. You know, YouTube takes 30%, and then you have to get taxed on the money that you make. Hey man, the UK, it's just like you go over there, boxing is one of their biggest sports. Like they love supporting boxing. Not the case over here in the US. Like I remember the time when I went into a mall and we had Canelo and Triple G. Of course, I'm in the A, right? We had Canelo Triple G coming up, and I had a laminated copy of the promo flyer. And I wanted to ask people, did they know these fighters and what they thought about the fight coming up? And I'm gonna be honest, like damn near 98% of the innocent people that I asked didn't know shit about boxing. Didn't know shit about boxing. Now, of course, it might have been different if I was in Florida, Vegas, NYC. You know what I'm saying? If I was in a more highlighted region when it comes to boxing. But down here, I was asking, man, I asked several people about boxing in general. Okay, you don't know these fighters. Who do you know in boxing that you like? I really can't say. I really don't know. You have some people still mentioning Mike Tyson. You know, Mike Tyson still boxing? Is Holyfield still boxing? They only know the names as popular. So the UK is going to benefit from having a heavyweight undisputed. You know, that's one thing I talked about. Like, it's going to take everything that Deontay have not to have that belt lifted from him. And on the night that it was lifted, it goes down as one of the most controversial because so many people, oh my God, so many people was talking about this fight for all the wrong reasons. But it was going to take a perfect night for him to go in there and win concisely. And the Bronze Bomber couldn't get it done. Of course, the towel came in and he couldn't get it done. It was out of his hands. But now Eddie Hearns pretty much is a step closer to getting what he wanted. Just think about that. The UK price point and the way they view boxing and you know everything and how they fan base support boxing is very much, it may be a larger dedicated fan base than you have in the US, but just think about this. The UK is about to be part of something as big as the heavyweight undisputed. Wow. They're going to have bragging rights over the US. Wow. Wow. Crazy. That shit is crazy, man. I mean, it's going to be in Wembley for sure. And that's just going to sell out for sure. That's just going to sell out. And, you know, Joshua's going to be in the parking lot, goddamn ranting and raving, busting out car windows. That shit should have been me. You understand me, right? You understand me, mate? Yeah, it should have been you, Joshua. But in order for you to get to the dance, again, you had to do some much better. You had to rise to the occasion, and you couldn't get it done. That cardio, something about your heart, your lungs, something, man. I don't know, something, bro. Maybe they have you doing underwear commercials and shit, and when you should be in the gym. I don't know what the fuck it is, but your cardio seems to suck. Real talk. Boxing has way more competition in the US. Absolutely. But the people over in the UK, They rock with it heavy because that's one of their primary sports that they support. It's more profitable for these promotions to wait and maneuver for one mega fight, no matter how long it takes, than it is to put the time and investment to progress in the sport. Woo, fire. Talk to him, Drew. That's grand right there. I mean, man, I have to give it up to y'all. Y'all been putting in some fire ass gems in there. Mitch, you know what I'm saying? Alexander, y'all been putting in some damn fire ass freaking input. The suits don't think Spence versus Crawford is a mega fight. That's the problem. Okay, so if the suits don't think it's a mega fight, it has to be worth something. It has to be worth something, dog. You know what I'm saying? Or what is it worth then? If it's not a mega fight, we can't make it happen for it's no investor. All these rich people that are close to boxing, you can't find nothing. It's none of y'all out there that can assist with making Spence Crawford. We have to see all these undisputed fights going on around the welterweight division. But you're trying to tell me Crawford and Spence. Crawford and Spence is just, it's no compromising for the investors. No compromising. Wow. What you know, and like I said before, don't be shocked for a purse bid. Why can't this fight go to a purse bid? Maybe, maybe that's even more difficult. You know what I'm saying? But just think about it. Just think about it. Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos went to a purse bid. Wow. Bud Spence is not a mega fight when it comes down to the bottom line. AJ Usyk got investors to drop buku bucks on that fight. Nobody investing in Bud and Spence. But Drew, you also have to take this in consideration that Canelo has been able to throw up his sales and go from destination to destinations and drop off and make money. Why can't, it's not like he's over there. You know what I'm saying? If he can make money, the next man can make money too. They may not make as much money, but they can make money too. They can make money. They came up with the money for Caleb. Who's the investor for that? Caleb has been sitting in the super middleweight division with the damn IBF title before Canelo had to come around the corner and say, "You ready? You ready? I know we it was delayed the first time around, but you ready now? You good? Okay. Let's make it happen, man. Let's go." On what the numbers looking like. We got you. We got you. They about to give you a call right now. You're gonna like those numbers. Caleb Plant got paid. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Caleb Plant got paid, man. What was some of the opposition that he stepped in there with? I think the fight is bigger than the suits. Believe it is. I know many casuals who often discuss truth versus Bud. Shout out to Balash on that. What's good with it? What's good with it, bro? Usyk and AJ going to pay more in taxes off their latest purse than Bud and Spence going to make combined if that fight happens. Ooh, that's just so disrespectful. I you know what I've been hearing a lot is people comparing. I've been hearing a lot, and when people comparing what these heavyweights are making, this you have to understand. This start just becoming a topic, right? Because for a minute when Deontay was out, nobody was really talking about it. If y'all heard me say, no one's really talking about the heavyweight division. But ponder this thought. Imagine how silent that the heavyweight division was, right? They were still fighting, but how all of a sudden it's picked up, it's generated the buzz up again, right? And Deontay Wilder and Fury really didn't have anything to do with it. It was more so the Usyk Joshua. Now that that's finished, now Fury comes back into the picture. He's not tiptoeing back into the picture. as if to worry if he ain't gonna get paid. He's coming back into the picture full pledged, like you got to come see me. I got the other belt you want. And then what did Alexander Usyk say? He called out Tyson Fury. That seems like a matrimony is easy to get, right? These two are gonna fight for the undisputed, and they're gonna get paid. Fury say, "Oh, it's gonna cost you." Nobody's struggling trying to find. Oh my God, you know what? I don't know how we're gonna pay Fury. We don't want to, give him an offer and insult him. We just don't want that to happen. I know the fans want to see the fight, but we don't want to give him an offer that's insulting. You're not gonna hear that. You're not gonna hear that. That fight's gonna be made just like Drew said, man. And we're not gonna have this delay, year after year after year. Man, it's fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. I think AJ frustration come from him knowing his stock and the pay is taking a dip. Now, with the loss and no belts, endorsement money may go down. Believe it or not, I think AJ still has Wall Street value that's enough for him to get 2 to 3 more good fights and make money. I do, man. I do. It's all about how you have branded yourself. AJ was Mr. Protected himself. He did win the titles back. Okay. He lost them and went in there and fought. He only has 3 losses, right? But they're gonna say, hey, at the end of the day, let's think about it. Joshua, he still has room. Muhammad Ali, how many losses did he have? From my understanding, when he retired, he just didn't have 3 losses. He had much more than that, right? You know what I mean, Mike? I mean, they're gonna look at Joshua as that guy that still has 2 to 3 fights, and they're willing to pay for him to step in the ring, man. They still want Deontay Wilder. But all of a sudden, Otto Wallin is saying he wants Anthony Joshua. And what the fans want to see is Wilder Joshua. But Wilder has to get past, Robert Helenius. And I don't think he's going to have another fight this year. This fight, he's fighting at the Barclays in Brooklyn in October. I can't see him getting back into the ring at the end of November. I can't see it. And going in there for a tough fight with Joshua, I can't see it, dog. I can't see it. If they was fighting, now, and they both had, some time to take off and then get back in the training camp, yeah, because it's only August. But fighting in October and turning, no, it's no way possible. We're not going to see that fight this year. We're not going to see it. Early semester 2023, possibly. Then you have Daniel Dubois. Dubois want to come into the picture, but luckily for him, Dubois knows his lane. Dubois is in the emergency lane. He wants to fight Dillian White. Dubois said, I ain't fucking with them motherfuckers. I'm goddamn keep my belt and keep on making some check before I go over there and fuck with Usyk and them. I heard tell that AJ made somewhere around 75 mil for this fight. His pay definitely ain't trending down. Yeah, I heard he made pretty good money, which once again, we have to also process that. Hold on for a second. All right. So talking about that 75 mil, I usually don't get into the pockets of what fighters make, but in this case, recently, I have been speaking more about the numbers because I'm just witnessing other fighters have the opportunity to get these checks, but yet we can't get the checks to Crawford Spence. You know what I'm saying? We can't get the checks to Crawford Spence, man. And it seems a bit ghetto to me. You know what I'm saying? It seems a bit ghetto because it's a lot of shit that makes sense to me now. When at the post of the fight, you said, "I'd like to thank so-and-so." Well, that was in the fucking contract. You had to thank him. You know what I'm saying? You had to thank him. Everybody say, "Oh, I'm gonna talk to so-and-so." You had to mention his name. So back then, when the investors was, front loading the money, everybody was eating good. Now, the pickings are slim, and the menu has to be carefully selected. You can't eat the premium meats no more unless you are in there making premium motherfucking fights. You know what I'm saying? Or if you get that premium entree, you have to go in there for the premium fights. And that's kind of hard to do if you want to get paid premium money. You feel me? So they want you to fight premium fights for premium money. But then we have that fight. Nah, that's not premium. The fight fans may think is that, but not to us. Crawford Spence ain't premium. You know what I'm saying? They ain't premium. Everybody can talk about it and make 1,000 videos every day. But the investors, they nod their head. They nod their head. No. And shaking their head. Yes. That shit is straight up confusion, dog. You know what I'm saying? They nod their head no. Shaking their head yes. That shit is all confusion. Like people are saying, like, how boxing? How can you not give us this fight? Come on, man. Help the clickbaiters out for real. I'm just bringing up the purses to reinforce my comment on the investors and profits as it relates to the conversation. Talk your shit, man. You know what I'm saying? AJ, I did hear that he made pretty good money. If a fighter's up here making that money, let's just say the numbers registered. What you saying, 75 mil. Damn, that's good money, dog. No wonder Joshua. I mean, look, I don't know why he would feel the way he felt. It just seems like he was promised something, right? And now that he wasn't able to get the win, it seems like it's just all hit him. Like it all hit him at one time that damn, I could have been going in there in Wembley Stadium again with Tyson Fury, man, for $100 million fight. Fuck, they robbed me. That's why he was up there saying, fuck that. Fuck that. How did you beat me, dude? Fuck that. Joshua was pissed, man. Like somebody might have told him, hey, only thing you have to do is go in there and go the distance and we good. He goes the distance and he loses. I don't know. It seems like it was an underlining deal that was made or something. I don't know. No. I guess we'll never know. But good point there, Drew. Mitch says Canelo make investors and networks feel comfortable with putting up the money. They know what type of business Canelo does. They believe in him. Mitch, I would be remiss if I say that, they don't, like, okay, we know they believe in Canelo. They know that. But Canelo is one person out of many boxers. Canelo is not even 1% of the boxers in the sport. Why are we just front loading heavy on one name, Canelo, and not spreading that out so that the sport can thrive and other promotions can grow? Why is it just Canelo, dog? We have to wait. Canelo is like, what, 32, 31, 32? We have to wait for Canelo to retire from the sport to have one more boxer take his place. Why isn't like 5, 7 more fighters that's making goddamn big ass, big checks? Why is Canelo up there all by himself? Why is the system structured for Canelo to make all this money and everybody else is out here starving? That doesn't make any sense, man. As long as this sport been around, it doesn't make any sense, y'all. That shit don't make no sense, man. I guess we'll figure it out one day. You know what I'm saying? But once again, Mitch, great point, bro. Great point. You know what I'm saying? Canelo does make investors and networks feel comfortable because he's that name. You know what I'm saying? And yes, man, Canelo can do no wrong right now. Even testing positive for clenbuterol, he can do no fucking wrong, man. That dude is getting paid stupid. Canelo, that's the one person to go to a fight in silk pajamas. It's probably hard, just like Marvelous Marvin Hagler. It's probably hard for Canelo to goddamn, get out the bench he's laying down. Oh, I got to fight now. The money in escrow. See, amigo. The money in escrow. Good shit. Do I have to go out that motherfucker? Damn. Did Triple G show up? Is he in the building yet? Damn, man. These silk pajamas, man. I swear to God, they put you to sleep. Canelo don't know what it's like. Hey, he used to know what it was like. He's past that now. But why is it just one Canelo? It should be multiple fighters making financial gains, man, and being able to stack their monetary purses, man. It's just fucked up. Big Blossom Boxing said apparently the PBC used to have these investors, but allegedly the well is running dry. I don't think there is an easy solution to OG's question on why they aren't more networks to put on the fights. True. Why aren't we having more of a union? No, let me retract that. Why don't we have more of a scale of promoters that we can see on a regular basis that are considered premier promotions? You know what I'm saying? Like the Top Ranks. PBC, the premier boxing champions, they're considered the premier promotions. But just like Big Blunts Boxing mentioned, word has also made it to the forefront that those investors that invested all that money and, somehow allegedly Al Heyman was paying these fighters pretty damn good early on to get the traction. That shit is ran dry. You know what I'm saying? So if it's ran dry and you have investors still waiting on their millions, you said the return would take this long, and the return is tardy. So if the return is tardy, people are gonna start sending, people out that they pay. Hey, can you get him on the phone? We're gonna have to take legal action. You know what I'm saying? And somebody have to take legal action. If fighters over there, PBC, allegedly are having these deferred payments on the back end and they're not getting paid all their money, but yet they're on the contract for a gag order, they can't talk about it. But yet you see people's spouses coming on social media, talking about he ain't fighting again and this house is being foreclosed. That sucks. Dude, that sucks, man. Because what are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to get your money? How are you going to get more money? How are you going to make more money and they ain't paying you, bro? Oh, my God. Great point, man. It's fucked up. Why the crisis, man? Why boxing has got to be in this crisis? You know what I'm saying? Why do we have spouses online? I'm not totally mad at what she did. It's very much unprofessional. But then again, what you think is personal is social media. These motherfuckers love getting on social media just for attention. That's what they do. They jump on social media for attention. Hey, we can't act like Charlo may not have known. He might have known she was going to jump on there because he probably want to fight or not. He said he hurt his back. But look, it's an opportune time. You know, the people paying tuned in, they paying attention there, Charlo. Come back and fight David Benavidez. You don't have a loss on your record, bro. It's several fighters that have a loss on their record. Even your brother Mel has a loss on his record. Look how he's surpassed you. Your brother Mel has surpassed you, bro. Promoters and investors aren't interested in arguing over how to split 20 or 30 million in a fight that between guys who has never broken most 350K. Are we truly talking about the pay-per-view? Or are we talking about individuals who get paid to blow this fight up into something special? You trying to tell me it's no way, no how you can blow this fight up into something special and set that price point high and take a risk? Man, you look, how all of a sudden Crawford and Spence isn't deserving of PBC taking a risk if allegedly these fighters were getting paid deferred payments on the back end and some of them still haven't been paid, allegedly, right? So how all of a sudden 20 to 30 mil, whatever it is, they're saying that investors don't want to do it, but yet and still you're taking all this risk and you've been making bumbling, fumbling business moves all this time. Why don't you do it for this fight too? Why don't you take a risk, place it in the right venue, and take a risk with the price point? Put the motherfucking pay-per-view no less than $90. Fuck everything that goes with the other numbers that don't add up to them, you know, making high dollar. Fuck the 350K and whatever combined and all this shit. Price point that pay-per-view at $90. No less than $90. Put it in an area that, you know, you always, whatever you choose. Promo the fight extensively and come up with a plan. You pay people to make these decisions. Make the motherfucking decisions. Take the risk. Gamble. Don't tiptoe in that motherfucker. Don't put that damn pay-per-view out there for $75, $80. Who the fuck told Floyd Mayweather to come in there and say, we're gonna put this bitch at $100 with an opponent that never boxed before professionally? Who told him to do that? Was it just Floyd Mayweather taking a risk and being a genius of what he does? Or are you just gonna say, oh, that's Floyd Mayweather? But look at it though. He was in there with Conor McGregor, who wasn't known in the sport of boxing and was 0-0 as a fighter. As a professional boxer, rather. He was 0-0. Floyd didn't limp in at 99. No, 98.7. He didn't limp in at $98.70. Floyd came all the way in. So why not do it for Bud and Spence? Fuck it. Come in that bitch with no less than 90 for pay-per-view. Period. Build that motherfucker up. I'll tell you, man, I think one of the ways that they can really get over and still remain cost effective, if they was to, you know, just bring that fight down here to the A. You bring that fight down here to the A and put it in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That should be incredible, bro. Because the blacks know who both fighters are. The black entertainers and the, you know, the hip hop artists and the movie stars and all, they know who the fuck these fighters are. They know. Bring on the Black Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And you get with your team on what you're gonna place the tickets. What are you gonna price the tickets? You know what I'm saying? Get with the team and see what you're gonna price the tickets as. What you gonna price the pay-per-view? I mean, shit. They're going to say I'm hating, though. They're going to say, man, you being biased, man. Ain't nobody bringing that fight to ATL. Well, I'm talking about this Black Hollywood. You got two black fighters that can't get motherfuckers to invest in them, right? So come to where the blacks are at. Come down to the blacks and watch how the celebrities come out. Come on down to where we at. You got 2 black fighters. Bring them on down to goddamn Black Hollywood, Shawty. Come on to the dirty. PBC keeps a bag deep in the bowels of their headquarters just in case a certain opportunity arrives, called the Canelo bag, and it's got all the damn money in it. Damn, you talking about they got shit hidden in the walls, huh? In the motherfucking plumbing. Hey, they got shit in the plumbing, Andrew. They got shit in the plumbing. They have motherfucking bags of money in the walls in the sheetrock. Tony Boswell on deck. Salute, brother. What's good? Much respect at WCS in the chat. Stop in to show support and hit the like button. Salute. Just got off work. Man, salute to you, man, for having a job, first of all. Being able to provide for yourself and family, man. Salute to you, brother. And always, man, thanks for stopping through and showing support, bro. Jerry's World sell out quickly with Bud versus Spence. But Crawford ain't coming to Dallas. Plus, that's a pay-per-view with sale, in my opinion, but the gate should help. The only reason I wouldn't dare mention Texas because, like you just said there, Tony, Crawford is not going to a biased-ass battleground. Like, he knows that shit won't be neutral. The only way that Dallas, check this out, the only way Dallas can freaking make this shit happen like that if they go to purse bid and Jerry Jones link up with somebody and try to win the purse bid to have that motherfucker AT&T. It'll do money. It'll do numbers. But I'm just saying, as far as when it comes to neutral battlegrounds, Crawford is taking a stance on that because he already know what it is. But the one way that you cancel all that shit out, you don't leave it in the hands of the judges. You go in there and you give Errol Spence a first-class ticket to the land of motherfucking Nod. That's all. That's all, shawty. You know what I'm saying? That's all. You can either do it in the ATL or, you know, the ATL or the ATL. Bring them 2 black fighters down to the A, man. Look, they find out they goddamn coming. One of the biggest fights is coming to Atlanta. And you trying to tell me they can't sell out Mercedes-Benz? Please stop it. Stop the madness, man. You know, man, the strip clubs, the strippers will love all the visitors they're going to get. They'll love all the celebrities and visitors going to be in town. Them poles will be active 24/7. Man, this place will be super lit down here in Black Hollywood, dog. Hey, Crawford, you know, pass the word, big dog. Man, hey, Tony, ATL will sell the fuck out. They would sell out because they know who Spencer Crawford is. They know, bro. See, Vegas and New York, the only thing, D-Ray, when you come down here, you can get affordable living. When you come down here, you can get affordable living. You know what I'm saying? When you talking about New York or Vegas, you talking about dipping into the 401k, dog, with a penalty. You're talking about goddamn cutting some grass before you goddamn show up to that fight. You got to go out here and cut some hedges. You got to damn clean off some driveways and pressure wash the house. You got to go out there and make some money, dog. You got to learn how to do a backflip, go out there and panhandle. You got to go do a couple of exhibition fights, man, with some crackheads or something. I'm serious, bro. Them places are just not affordable to everybody. Shout out D-Ray Promotions on deck, man. D-Ray, now you know damn well you need to stop the motherfucking press, dog. You know damn well they're not taking no damn Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence to New Orleans. Where they gonna fight in the middle of the ward? It's gonna be like a little Mardi Gras. What the capacity is gonna be? D-Ray, what the capacity is gonna be? You know what I'm saying? 4,000. they're gonna put up a ring in the middle of the ward. It's gonna be capacity 4,000 with 2,500 comp tickets. No, we can't do it over New Orleans, shawty. We can't do it, bro. Maybe another day that D-Ray, but we can't do this fight. Man, what we need to understand is we need to come up with a not a blueprint. We just need to come up with a different type of policy where there can be some type of consolidation for fighters to basically thrive off this sport the correct way, to have financial stability or basically monetary sustainment. We need to come up with a plan. We need to come up somehow, some way for that shit to be relevant. Not just here on YouTube talking about it, but for fighters not to be, going through domestic shit because they're going broke and they can't, they don't know when they're getting their next check. They don't know when their next fight. And if they do have a fight coming up, they need a certain amount of money for that fight. And they're being told, nope, you're not going to get that certain amount of money, man, because your opponent. And then they know they have bills to pay. Bro, it's fucked up, man. I wouldn't want nobody to really lose their home and then they have to. But then I ask myself, well, come into my world, goddammit. If you can't stay in that big ass mansion where y'all was just not too long ago showing people all those fancy rides that you had, I always say, man, just go to the dealership or put that shit up on Craigslist and start selling some of them, man. You have means. Seriously. I can't feel, the empathy for you when you're living better than me. But yet your spouse saying, the house gonna go into foreclosure. No. Go down to the bare bone, get rid of some stuff, all the custom rides and all that shit. Go there and ask Big Bro, because Jermell Charlo's the big bro now. Go ask Big Bro, say, hey, man, can you help me out a little bit, man? You know what I'm saying? The lights are flickering. Can you help me out, shawty? I mean, I hit you back, man. I got a fight coming up. I don't know against who, but I got a fight coming up, man. And Mel gonna be like, hey, man, hey, bro, if you really want to make that money, what you should do is go out there and fight that Mexican monster. See, here you go again, man. I ain't playing, man. Go fight that Mexican monster, man, and get yourself back into the conversation. What's wrong with you, man? We Charlos, man. Lines only, goddamn. Not crying only. Lines only, nigga. Not crying only. Get your ass back in the gym, goddamn, and stop crying. I fought Castaño twice, nigga. Stopped his ass. I'm serious, man. ATL is a great central location. Lots of people can make that trip. I'm telling you, man. They're keeping that shit under wraps, man. Just like, I got the word that Gervonta Davis is going to be in the A, for his next fight this year. You don't hear nobody talking about it because everything when it comes down to boxing is what? Secretive. Oh, we got to wait for the official announcement. Oh, we got to wait for the official announcement. We got to wait for somebody to leak it. Who going to leak it first? Mike Coppinger? Who? Idick? Who's going to be the first to release it? You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't have that conversation over mixed martial arts. Shit is posted. If shit leaked, they didn't give a fuck. The fight card is going down anyway. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a damn? I guess that's the difference between them having a president and boxing just trying to set the precedent. I guess it's a difference. When you have one belt system and those fighters have to fight for that belt system. I guess it's a difference, bro. I'm going regardless of where it's hell. No doubt. Mel said he'll run it with Canelo. I'm pretty sure Mel will right now. And if anybody would want to run it, if Canelo has somebody to choose from out of the Charlos, either one of them, Mel right now has the spotlight on him. You got to give it up for him, man. Mel went in there and fought an exciting rematch with Castaño, and in rematches he's 2-0. God damn it, 2 knockouts. God damn it, he surpassed damn Maul Charlo. Even though Maul has another division, one more division, God damn it, he's 2-0, 2 knockouts and rematches. We're talking about championship rematches, dog. He's 2-0. You got to give him his props, man. So look, if Mel Charlo gets the fight with Canelo Alvarez, hell yeah. Why not? You know, goddamn big bro, ex big bro, he can goddamn X for IOU, man, after it's over with, because he's gonna get paid. If Canelo chooses to fight Mel Charlo gonna get paid, man, just like Canelo is. WCS one more time, off subject. Who you got winning Bivol versus Zurdo November 5th in UAE? I like my boy Gilberto, man. You know, because I've dealt with Zurdo on several occasions, man. But you know, it's not you know, just based off, you know, rapport and friendship. You ask me, who do I have winning? You know what I'm saying? Zurdo say he fighting for the Mexicans to bring back and avenge, you know, Canelo's defeat. But to be honest, I'm just, you know, based off what I've seen with Bivol, how strong he is, I have to go with Bivol, man. I have to go with Bivol. I like Zurdo too. I had to go with Bivol. Bivol's strong, man. He's deceptively strong. He's a very smart fighter. He doesn't just rush in there because, you know, what other people may think. He sees an opening. He's a very intellectual fighter when it comes to his boxing IQ. He's just not going in there trying to swing wildly and go for the knockout. No. He treats that shit as a curriculum. For real. I'm going for Bivol. I said Bivol. I'm going for Dimitri Bivol, bro. I think he gets it done against Zurdo. He knocks him out. I just think, you know, he wins the decision. I think he wins the decision. I like his volume of punch output that he gives us at 175. I like it, man. But, you know, Zurdo say he's coming to avenge Canelo. So let's see how that works. They end up making the Demetrius versus Janibek fight. Yeah, I heard that fight may take place coming up. But then again, you know, I've been hearing Parker. I've been hearing Parker in the mix too. I mean, I don't know who he's fighting for the interim or whatever. You know, I heard Janibek at one point in time. I've been here and there, man, congested with handling the family situation in the last day. So I'm just catching up. I'm really trying to like wind everything up and get back into the groove without talking about the same shit. So I don't know, Tony. I don't know. But yeah, I got Bivol, bro. Good question there, Big Blunts and Boxing. Good question, man. Zurdo gains too much weight back from the cut. Bivol is too athletic, in my opinion. I just think, you know, from what I've seen with Bivol, his patience and how smart he is, he could have jumped outside his comfort zone with Canelo and attempted to make it more exciting, but he didn't. When Canelo was just sitting on the ropes and shit with his hand down, he could have he could have spiced it up a little bit if he wanted to, but he took his time. You know what I'm saying? Strategically. He kept putting away rounds. And luckily for him, he didn't get reckless with Canelo and put himself in a predicament because they were still trying to rob that man. They was trying to rob Dimitri Bivol, dog. But they found out, God damn it, we can't do it, man. We can't do it, fellas. We're not going to be able to give it to him, man. We was hoping that Canelo come, you know, on the back end like we was hoping Lomachenko did. But he just didn't have enough to finish it. We can't rob him. We can't rob Bivol. Canelo didn't do enough. For real, dog. Big Bronson Boxing said, gotcha. Has Zerto defeated any top level named fighters in those undefeated 44 fights? I mean, he fought it who's available to him. I don't know his entire resume, brother, but I'm pretty sure that you know, on another live, I'll definitely bring it up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to bounce. I've been on here damn near 2 hours, but I'm about to bounce because, you know, I got the youngin' with me. You know what I'm saying? Got to make sure dinner is prepared. You know what I'm saying? You know how that goes. You know how that goes. But, man, y'all already know. Y'all already know. Much appreciation. Thank you for pulling up. As always, you know what I'm saying? The dedicated hardcore WCS supporters, man. Appreciate y'all. Man, damn good content. Thanks for interacting. You know, don't nobody click the link. It would have been good to hear y'all opinion. But hey, next time, though. Next time, you know, we'll chop it up. You know, try to get a panel, something going about these open topics. Because pretty much it's the same shit that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Lee was knocked down. Nobody ain't really talking about that because he ended up winning. You know, that's how it goes. When Brandon Lee gets knocked down, hardly anybody's talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford, they still talking about freaking Gamboa. But Brandon Lee, he gets knocked down and he tells them, hey, I took Madeira for a joke. You know, I lost focus for a minute, but I'm good. Nobody even talking about him being knocked down. You know what I mean? Nobody's talking about him being knocked down, man. I mean, still people talking about Joshua losing, but you know what they want to talk about? They want to talk about Fury, Joshua. Are we finally going to see the undisputed take place? That's it. That's all they want to see, man. That's all they want to talk about. Period. Yeah, you can say Jess Hart if that's it. You know, you say Jess Hart. Captain Chaos dropped that Big Blunts and Boxing. You know what I'm saying? He threw Jess Hart up there. You know what I'm saying? Jess Hart is respected. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give him his love. But appreciate y'all, man. I gotta bounce. I gotta take care of some things. Salute, and y'all continue to support the channel, man. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.